Hello, this is Ron Foster with the Instructional Technology Department with Edgewood ISD. This video is part one of 4 short videos designed to help you be more aware of what your child may encounter on the internet. This presentation was created by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The National Center's mission is to find missing children, reduce child sexual exploitation, and prevent future victimization. NetSmart is a safety program that teaches children ages 5 to 15 about how to make better choices online and become responsible digital citizens. It's also here to guide parents in protecting their children online, offers a variety of free resources, including games, videos, and classroom lessons, and presentations like this. If you'd like more information on the resources available from NetSmart, you can go to www.netsmarts.org. Throughout this presentation, I'm going to talk about ways you can protect your children online, no matter how they access the internet. Kids go online from school computers, friends' computers, laptops and tablets, cell phones, e-readers like Nook or Kindle, and game consoles and devices such as Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, or Xbox One. Technology changes all the time, and kids are constantly finding the newest websites. They're also looking for apps and gadgets. It's up to you to teach them the basic rules of internet safety so they can use all of these responsibly. According to a survey of all 5th grade students in Edgewood ISD, over 56% of the students have access to internet-connected computers at home. So what are your kids currently interested in online? Your children may like to use social media sites and apps like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Kik, or even Yik Yak. They enjoy texting or play games on your cell phone or their own phones. They use Google to help with their homework. They play computer games or games on PlayStations or Nintendo. They play in a virtual world like Minecraft, Toontown, or World of Warcraft. They like to download music from music sites or iTunes. They watch videos on YouTube, TikTok, Showbox, and they download apps from the App Store or the Google Play Store. Today, we're not going to go through every website and app that your child may be using. Excellent information about how you check your child's browser history, using privacy settings, and how you report the various apps and websites your child may be using is readily available online. Remember, learning about specific apps only helps if you are learning about the apps your child is actually using. The best thing that you can do is ask your child which apps he or she uses, and then work through and explore the privacy and reporting functionalities together. But remember, the most important thing is to communicate with your children about what they're doing online. Start the conversation by asking about their interests. Ask them questions like, what's your favorite app? Who do you talk to when you play games online? What kinds of pictures do you like to post online? Discuss these things with them regularly so they know you're available and have an open mind. Kids need to know that you won't freak out and stop them from going online if something happens. You may not be able to protect them from everything, but you can teach them how to make responsible choices when they encounter a problem. Don't wait until your child is too old. Start talking to them when they're very young. It's never too early. The good news is that most children are not getting into trouble online, but there still are risks to consider. The issues we're going to discuss today are not specific to just one device or website. No matter what your children like to do online, they face the following issues: inappropriate content, online privacy, sexting, online sexual solicitation, and cyberbullying. You may think you don't have to worry about cyberbullying because you have a younger child, or that your teenager already knows not to respond to inappropriate messages. But these topics are relevant to every child at some point. Today's presentation will focus on, first, inappropriate content. Then the other presentations in this lineup will focus on online privacy, sexting, online sexual solicitation, and cyberbullying. In that same survey of fifth graders, 19% of the students indicated that they had been cyberbullied before through some sort of electronic means. And 25% of the students surveyed indicated that they had been bullied face to face. This chart shows how you can talk to your children about all these online risks in an age-appropriate way. For example, you should start talking about online manners or netiquette with your younger children so they have a good foundation for later lessons about issues like cyberbullying. Edgewood begins this conversation with students in kindergarten and continues this conversation every year through 12th grade. You can start talking to your tweens about not posting revealing pictures and evolve into a frank conversation about sexting when they become teenagers. You can talk to your young children about not trusting everyone they meet online. By the time they're teens, they'll be ready to discuss the risks of meeting people offline. Remember that the skills your child needs to practice safe behaviors online are skills built over time. Think about how we prepare children to ride in cars safely. We start by buckling them into car seats. As they grow to toddlers and preschoolers, we still buckle them in, but we start to talk about why they need to be buckled in, and we allow them to help us keep them safe by climbing into their own seat, helping with the buckles when they're able to. We will require compliance. We don't drive unless they're buckled in. We stop the car if they're unbuckled. We have these conversations many times over the years. We work with other adults to make sure they're also requiring compliance. Eventually, when our children are in cars without us, they have learned to wear their seatbelts through years of practice and of having that expectation set and enforced. When they start driving on their own, we talk about requiring passengers to wear seatbelts as well. We don't start talking to them about wearing a seatbelt at 16. The same is true online. From the very beginning of a child's access to anything online, parents need to talk to children in an age-appropriate way about safe behavior online. These conversations must be regular and active at all ages. The information you learn in this presentation will help prepare you for all of these conversations. Let's start by discussing the inappropriate things your child may encounter online. The internet opens up an entire world of information and images, some of which you don't want your children to see. On the internet, your child may come across content that features pornography. The average age a child sees pornographic images is before the age of 11. They also may encounter excessive violence, or hate speech, or even risky or illegal behavior. Seeing inappropriate content online may have negative effects on children. Some kids, especially younger children, may feel guilty or ashamed. Sometimes children exposed to violent or sexual content may become desensitized to it, and this can affect their self-image and overall development. Let your kids know they can always talk to you. The internet is a great tool for them, so don't make it scary. If your child does open up to you about inappropriate content they've seen, listen intently and stay calm. Reassure them that it's not their fault and help them report anything that made them feel uncomfortable. If you believe they received the inappropriate content from a friend or shared it with someone else, you may want to talk to a teacher or a school counselor. Again, the goal is to have regular and active conversations so that the conversation is open and ongoing, not just reacting to negative incidents or behavior. Next, talk to your child about what to do when they find inappropriate content. They can turn off the screen, use the back button, tell a trusted adult if they have questions or need help, or they can report the content to the website or app where they found it. In addition to talking to children about what to do if they see inappropriate content, you'll also want to talk to older children about not posting it. Inappropriate information your child shouldn't share online includes illegal or inappropriate behavior, offensive language, threats of violence, underage drinking or drug use, or hate speech. Posting these things online mean your child may damage their reputation at school, their workplace, or among their friends. Be punished at school if what they posted breaks the rules. Be charged with a crime if they're breaking a law. Hurt their chances of getting into college, getting a scholarship, or getting a job in the future. 2 high school students from Massachusetts were suspended after posting a homecoming picture of themselves holding a replica gun. Even though the guns were not real, school officials considered the photos to pose a significant disruption to the school. A Minnesota teen posted a comment online claiming to have kissed one of his teachers. Although he later said it was just a joke and the allegations were untrue, he was suspended for violating the school's code of conduct and later transferred to another school. Connect with your children. Set some ground rules. Establish clear guidelines like what type of sites kids can visit, apps they can download, and when they can access electronics. Consider blackout periods that require disconnection. Research before you buy. It's important to learn about the device's capabilities before you buy. Will it allow unknown people to communicate with your child? Will this allow children to make unchecked purchases? Go beyond safeguards. Installing monitoring software doesn't guarantee your child will be safe online. Time, attention, and active conversation are the best tools to protect them. Report it. If your kids are dealing with cyberbullies or potential online enticement, report it to the website or cell phone provider or law enforcement agency. Know your platforms. Online enticement happens across all platforms, so be aware of the sites, the games, and the apps your children frequently use. Ask them to show you how to use them. Be proactive. Teach your child to spot common tricks used online by offenders. The most common tactic used to entice a child online is engaging the child in sexual conversation or role play. Directly asking the child for sexually explicit images of themselves or offering sexually explicit images. Developing a rapport with the child through compliments and other supportive behaviors like liking their online post, sending impromptu sexually explicit images of themselves, pretending to be younger, offering incentives for explicit content. Learn to spot the red flags. A child who has experienced an online enticement may be spending increasing time online, getting upset when he or she is not allowed to use their devices, taking extra steps to conceal what they're doing, and receiving gifts from people they don't know. So talk about it. Engage your child. Your kids may not tell you everything, but ask anyways. Regular conversations about safety can go a long ways in increasing trust and communication. Get involved. Challenge them to a duel. If you have kids who like to play online games, ask if you can play too. When you respect their interests, they're more likely to respect your rules. Don't pull the plug. Taking away internet access because they may have made a mistake online doesn't solve the problem. Talk to them about protecting themselves and respecting others online. Tell others in your community about these free resources. Encourage others to learn more about how to protect their children online. This is the end of part 1. Part 2, 3, and 4 are available online. Thank you very much.